I did have an opportunity to read the things that both of you submitted. Thank you. I appreciate that both of you submitted paperwork for the court to review today. That's appreciated, along with some of the sort of historical documents associated with this child. So I appreciate that. Before we get too far in depth, is it Kudlak? How do you say your name, sir?
Kudlacek.
Kudlacek. Okay. Sir, where do you reside?
Kelso, Washington, out in Lexington.
And then I have you, Ms. Knowles. Where do you reside?
Longview, Washington.
Very good. So the way this works is initially, Mr. was the one that filed. And so I'm going to give him an opportunity. I have to choose somebody to go first. That's how I do it. So sir, I'm going to give you the opportunity to explain what you want and why I do, and based on the materials that you filed. And then ma'am, I'll turn the time to you to have the same opportunity. So go ahead, sir.
I'm just trying to make it to where I'm trying to put her in school, and I'm trying to do stuff with her, and I don't want her mom to just come up and try to take her. And because she's, she's worried about that. So, and she's really stressed out about it. And so I'm just trying to keep her safe and trying to keep her to where she can, know that she's safe and where she's staying.
Okay. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. Well, first of all, 8 years ago, like the paper that I did in the response, ASA was granted to me because Chris was MIA. There were stipulations that he was supposed to do and never did them. Ended up leaving from a visit. It's been 8 years since he's even tried to do anything. He says something about him being there in 2018. I mean, Asa might have went a weekend, or that's about it. Asa assaulted me. She got in trouble. She got a judge's order. She went to juvie. She got an assault for. They put it in a deferred disposition. She got court ordered to do counseling. She got court ordered to do multiple things that her and I've been doing. She got mad and ran away. She went to Christopher Kudlacek's. And yeah, I don't let her have social media because she snuck out. She posted half naked pictures of her. She's 12 years old, and him saying that he wants to keep her safe. Where has he been for 8 years? I mean, as you can see, there's numerous stipulations from a judge that we saw that he has not done at all. I mean, in 8 years, that's a long time. I'm pretty sure you could get that stuff done when you care for your daughter. I mean, there's just like I put into the order. They're giving Asa drugs. There's black and white. Her saying she's getting it from her cousin. Don't sit there and roll your eyes. That's not appropriate. I mean, I feel that Asa's not safe where she's at. I mean, it's been 8 years. I called the sheriff. It's not stalking. I'm looking for my missing child. She's still reported missing. Yeah, I called crisis response and had them go out there because just like I put in the response, she's suicidal. She got mad from the judge because she assaulted me and there's actions to her consequences. And she ran away. After she ran away, I found all this stuff saying she's going to kill herself. She's taking pills to do this. That's why I called crisis response with her counselor, set that up, and her probation officer and CPS set that up. But it was refused from Mr. Kudlacek and Connie at 252.
What was refused?
Asa, crisis response was there to transport her for an intake for all the suicidal notes and stuff that I put in. He doesn't even know her birthday. If you look at the paper, the order, he put her birthday in wrong. Her birthday's not January 20th. And this is, 8 years ago. He didn't even put his birthday right on the birth certificate, his own. So that's null and void because when you search it up, it's not his. And if he wants to talk about that, maybe we should do a DNA test. But I feel under the stipulations, Asa needs to come back. She hasn't been around him. They haven't done anything in 8 years. And it's more him, like with this paper, it's not just his phone number. He has his mom's email. Why isn't it just between him and I? Asa is supposed to start school on Tuesday. She has an intake. She hasn't done any of her counseling for her deferred disposition. She has less than 20 days to do what she needs to do, or she will be charged with that assault. And I don't feel it's right for her to run away and not have to do what the judge ordered when she assaulted somebody. She's supposed to be starting school on Tuesday. It's been almost 2 months and she's still reported missing. Haven't had contact. He wants to put in a restraining order. If you also read the paperwork from the Oregon judge, because he didn't do what he was supposed to do, he's not supposed to be around her. I just feel like, Asa needs to come back home because I've been her only provider in over 8 years. No outreach. They haven't been to one school thing. They haven't anything. And them saying that I've took Asa out of state before. Yes, I have, because I got custody of her back in Oregon, and there was an interstate compact for me to bring her in Washington. I'm sorry, but there's stipulations he was ordered from a judge to do. he decided that Asa wasn't enough for his time for him to take time out of what he was doing. The 6 months that it took me to get our daughter back, he did nothing. He went missing, doing drugs, doing whatever. Still to this day, court, I mean, even when I went to go get this order printed out, Oregon still doesn't know where he is. So, and yeah, Asa did. I never put a cigarette out on her face. When she assaulted me, I had a cigarette in her hand and it got her on the face. And that's what the CPS report says, and also the police report, because they were called in. And I mean, that's it.
All right. Guys,
sir, I'll give you an
today we're
additional
diving into a
opportunity
coaching case of
to respond,
stop and
since
custody
she got to
dispute
listen to
quickly
sort of
reveals
what
there's a
you said,
conflict
and then
between
make
two
her
parents.
response. I'll give you an
The father says
opportunity
it's simply
to
trying to
respond
provide
as
his
well. Go
daughter's
ahead, sir.
ability and keep her safe. But the
Yeah,
mother
she's not
immediately
getting
counters
any
with a
drugs from
series of
me or
serious
her
accusations
cousin
involving
anywhere around my
abandonment,
house.
assault,
She cannot.
drugs, mental health
I've talked to her
concerns,
CPS
and a
worker
missing
that's
child
been out to my
report,
house. I've talked
with
to her
both
FFT
sides
lady
telling
that's been out to my
completely
house. So
different
I talked to her
stories.
probation
It's clear
officer.
this case is
They all
going to be
say she's
anything but
happy, she's
straightforward.
safe where she is.
Sir, I'll give you an additional opportunity to respond, since she got to listen to sort of what you said and then make her response. I'll give you an opportunity to respond as well. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, she's not getting any drugs from me or her cousin anywhere around my house. She cannot. I've talked to her CPS worker that's been out to my house. I've talked to her FFT lady that's been out to my house. So I talked to her probation officer. They all say she's happy and she's safe where she is. I don't know what else does, so she's doing what she's supposed to be doing. I was going to put her in school, but I was waiting for what happened today to find out. So, cause she's worried about if I put her in school that her mom's going to come take her out of school. And so that's what she's worried about. So I was waiting for her today before I put her in a school.
Okay. So it sounds like you've been in contact with her probation officers. Have you been in contact with her?
I have a family therapist out here at my house. I've talked to her. I've talked to her probation officer. I've talked to CPS workers out here. I've had sheriffs at my house. I've talked to them. The crisis intervention team, I've talked to them.
Hey, you guys help for Asa?
Hold on, one at a time. Go ahead, sir.
And so, yes, Asa's been doing everything she's supposed to be doing. And so, yeah, that's all.
Very good. All right, thank you. I appreciate both of you. I appreciate you both being here. And again, the fact that you're both here is a clear indication that you both care very much about your child, which I appreciate. In this case, first thing we need to do is we need to appoint what's called a guardian ad litem. Guardian ad litem is essentially fancy Latin for court's investigator. People come to court similarly to the two of you, where I don't know either of you personally, which is a good thing in the sense that I'm kind of a neutral decision maker for you both. One side says, the father's terrible. The other side says mother's terrible. And I'm kind of like, well, you're both saying, each other is not a good place for the child. Guardian ad litem's job is to come and meet with all the parties, meet with the child, talk to all the providers, and sounds like there's quite a few in this case, to give the court sort of a neutral person that is sort of boots on the ground, is what I say, and to get that information. So I am going to do that first and foremost. The clerk's going to give me the next 3 names on the court guardian ad litem list.
That's Twyla Corey, Keith Lawrence, and Heather Kale.
Sir, do you have any preference as to the guardian ad litem?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, do you have any preferences to the guardian ad litem? Oh, you'll need to unmute.
No, I don't. But like I said, a DNA test needs done.
So no, ma'am, that's not appropriate. If he is on the child's birth certificate and the child is 12, that ship has sailed. And the idea, and I have serious concerns with a parent who would try to disestablish a parent at age 12.
No, but his birth date wrong. Everything's been wrong. This is stuff that he was even ordered by a judge to fix, was never fixed.
It's clear that he is the legal birth father, according to the state of Washington. So we're not doing that. If you want to raise, anyone's free to raise that, but you haven't done that in a motion today. And the court's declining any oral motion to do that. That takes us. So first name on the list is Ms. Twyla Corey. And what I'm doing is I'm just filling out the guardian ad litem. Sir, are you currently employed?
No, I have a job waiting for me after all this court stuff is over. I didn't want to lose it while we were doing all this, missing days of work and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm going to be starting.
How much are you going to earn per hour?
$19.75.
Okay. Ma'am, are you currently employed?
No. I have a question.
Yeah, just one moment.
Okay.
So what I have done is I filled out what's called an order appointing the guardian ad litem. I'm appointing Twyla Corey. She's going to investigate all issues regarding establishing a parenting plan for this child. I'm also asking her to look at domestic violence issues, mental health issues, and substance issues as to all the parties, including the child. I'm going to make her report due in early January with a review of her report January 25th of 2024. So I know that sounds like it's a long way away, but we give our guardian ad litems at least 120 days, and then usually plus a little bit more time to be able to talk to all the parties. She'll have to get releases signed, and please be quick on signing any releases. I'll get to you, ma'am, I promise. As you go along, to make sure that you're not delaying the report. I'm sure you both would like to have the report issued in a timely manner. Obviously, she can do it sooner, but that is the sort of the deadline that the court establishes to get a report. I put both of your phone numbers as I have them in the court file in for you to be able, for the guardian ad litem to contact you. But I encourage you both to contact the clerk's office once this hearing is done to obtain Ms. Corey's number and reach out to her directly. Let her know that an order has been entered and give her your information. That will certainly speed the process along and ensure you receive all the documents. I am going to do that next.
Guys,
so at this time, what are you going to do? Obviously, there are concerns. There are concerns both ways. Both parties raised some pretty significant concerns for the child. There's some historic concerns, although I do recognize that those concerns are 7 to 8 years in the past, which is quite a bit of time in the concept of a child's life. You both raise current concerns as well. So obviously there's a long history of concern. At this point, I have child amendments and materials from her as well. Ma'am, you had a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm concerned about with her being placed there, like what I submitted. She openly admits that she's getting drugs there at 12 years old. So, I mean, that kind of needs to be taken care of or addressed, because it's herself messaging people saying she's getting drugs where she's at right now. She needs to be home.
All right. So I haven't gotten to where the child's going to be placed yet, so I am going to do that next. So at this time, what are you going to do? Obviously, there are concerns. There are concerns both ways. Both parties raised some pretty significant concerns for the child. There's some historic concerns, although I do recognize that those concerns are 7 to 8 years in the past, which is quite a bit of time in the concept of a child's life. You both raise current concerns as well. So obviously, there's a long history of concern. At this point, I have child assaulting mom. That's not a good sign. It sounds like child has some mental health struggles. Again, I want to make sure that that gets addressed. She does, sounds like both parents are aware of probation and the diversion program, which I appreciate. Seems like both parents have been pretty cognizant of that and working through that process. So that's good that you're both up to date on that. At this point, though, considering the child's assaultive nature on mom and considering sort of the needs of the child, again, this is a temporary order. It is not a final order. I am going to place child with father at this point. Father is going to be obligated. Your Oregon order dismisses that case, meaning it does not exist. No, when I am talking, you are not talking. I reviewed that file. Your Oregon order dismisses that case. It does not establish a parenting plan. I appreciate that you completed the things that the court obligated you to do 7 years ago or whenever that case started, which would have been further back. But at this point, we're dealing with essentially a tween, and before you were dealing with a young grade school child. A lot has happened between then and now. So my order is a temporary one. It is not a final one. This is what we're going to do as a Band-Aid until we get to the next step and have a complete guardian ad litem investigation, which is what I am ordering. You both will have the opportunity to talk to the guardian ad litem, and you'll both have the opportunity to present your case at trial. So father's going to be primary. Father is going to establish the child in school in Kelso. So child will need to attend Kelso schools. Father's going to need to work with probation and the diversion program on whatever she needs to do. to be able to complete the diversion program and work through that process. You need to be good about allowing and informing mother of that process as well. So that means that you can't just cut mother out and act like she doesn't exist. You're going to have to provide her information on that you're essentially complying with diversion. Similarly, you're going to need to establish the child, if she's not already, with a mental health provider or to continue her mental health services. So you'll need to do that as well. With the mental health services, again, you need to provide mother with notification of appointments and those types of things so that mother knows and is aware that that process is continuing along and that you're compliant. Does that make sense, sir?
He wasn't compliant, Judge.
No. And we're going to find that out, aren't we? So everybody is definitely under the microscope at this point, meaning that guardian ad litem is going to be checking up on you. The court has a review date. If people aren't compliant, when we come back on review, it doesn't mean that custody is going to stay how it is right now. The court can 100% change custody. And if you're not compliant, the court will. I need parents who can be on target for their kids and put their kids first. And that means getting them in school, making sure they're there every day, all day, making sure that they're compliant with mental health. Ma'am, I've given you an opportunity to speak. If you keep interrupting, I'm going to have to remove you, and I don't want to do that. So you're going to have to make sure that child's compliant with probation and the diversion program, and provide proof of that compliance. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm also going to order that both of you obtain a program called Our Family Wizard. If you Google it, Our Family Wizard, you'll be able to find it online. It's an app that you can enroll in or download to your phone. It's a de minimis cost to you both. But it allows you to communicate with each other through essentially a portal. Well, that'll be your choice, ma'am. Sir, whether or not she complies, I expect you to comply. So you'll need to download Our Family Wizard. You're each going to pay your own fee for that service, and then provide your own fee for that service. And then that's how you'll provide mother with information. So you can use that to download documents and send those to her appointment notifications and those types of things. I do want to set up visitation for mother. I am concerned about what that's going to look like. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set visits with the child and mother. And those are going to be every first and third weekend from Friday at 5 to Sunday at 5. Weekends are determined by Fridays. I'm going to have the exchanges be at the Kelso Safeway parking lot. Neither parent is to exit their vehicle. This is a 12-year-old. She can transport herself between the cars. So parents don't talk at exchanges. You don't get out of your cars. You don't make it a whole drama. Child exchanges herself. So she goes from your car to Mrs. And then on Sunday, she'll come back in the same fashion. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I had a question. I had a parenting plan served, and it's on the 7th of September. What are we doing about that? Is that not...
Is it a proposed parenting plan?
Yes.
Okay. 7th of September of what was filed?
I filed a parenting plan and evidence and stuff like that. So.
Okay, you filed your proposed parenting plan.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
All right,
listing him
guys,
as parent, even if there's some Scrivener's error as to the birth date, that does not invalidate him as
the judge explains a concern surrounding both households
going back to the
before making a
parenting
temporary
plan,
custody
so I'm going to have
decision
father
applies as a
make
courtroom.
decisions, not
But the
making any
ruling comes with
findings
strict
to
conditions,
either parent at this
including
time.
school
Custodian is father.
counseling,
Talked about
probation
visits
compliance,
already.
communication requirements,
Mother
and
is to
scheduled
have
visitation. The judge makes it crystal clear that this isn't a final victory for either parent.
We'll be
Every
at
action
Christmas
from this point
before
forward
you're
will be
back to
closely
review. So I want, I see that. Thank you. I'm not making any findings as to either parent today. So you're asking for a bunch of findings. Those come usually with the final order. So again, either trial, agreement, or default. So I'm not making any of those decisions today. I am going to leave decision making. I'm going to put decision making with father at the moment because I don't believe the two of you can jointly decide anything. that's unfortunate, but based on the presentation today, I don't believe anyone can decide that. Yes, ma'am.
The reason why DNA hasn't been brought up because he hasn't been in her life for the past 8 years. It was brought up in Oregon. He never came back and he left. That's why it has not been taken care of.
Okay.
In the birth, it was brought up when she was 4 years old.
Okay. I appreciate that. Okay. At this point, I do have the sealed document listing him as the parent. Even if there's some Scrivener's error as to the birth date, that does not invalidate him as a parent. Going back to the parenting plan, so I'm going to have father make decisions, not making any findings to either parent at this time. Custodian is father. Talked about visits already. Mother is to have we'll be at Christmas before you're back to review. So I want to show
until her birthday. I can't see my daughter.
So I've never had a child complain about having 2 birthday parties. And so you'll each celebrate child's birthday on her time. On Christmas, ma'am, if you cannot manage yourself, you'll be excused from the hearing. I'm going to order for Christmas, mothers to have the child from 5 p.m. the day school releases until Christmas Eve at 8 p.m. And then fathers to have the child from Christmas Eve at 8 p.m. until school resumes. And then thereafter, the regular schedule recommences. I am going to enter an order that reflects this. You can both get a copy at the clerk's office probably tomorrow would be the soonest it'll be available to you. I think that takes care of all of those issues we talked about. I do want mother to maintain some contact with child. The guardian item is free to bring the matter back at any time if there's an emergency, but I'd like to maintain some contact with mother. I think that's healthy for the child. I'm not making, sir, are you currently paying child support?
Yeah. Yep, I'm current.
Okay. So with that is I'm going to suspend your obligation for child support. And that's going to be effective August 31st of this year. So whatever you're obligated to pay, you're still obligated to pay through essentially the close of this month. And then the obligation is suspended. I'm not making any child support orders in this case other than suspending your obligation because I don't have sufficient financial information to do so. Either of you are free to bring that back for me to address child support at any time or talk to the Division of Child Support. Go ahead, ma'am.
What about my court date on next week?
The court date next week, what is your court date for?
The restraining order, the response to his restraining order.
Okay. I'm not entering a restraining order on either of you at this point. So there was a temporary restraining order entered to ensure sort of compliance between last week and this week. I'm denying all restraining orders as to both parties, but you both have to comply with the court's orders. So if one of you starts not complying, then a restraining order can be appropriate. But at this point, I'm denying all restraining orders as that either of you have requested at this time. It seems that the main issue was establishing a parenting plan and that there was a lot of fear about the child being taken from one home to the other. And now that you have a court order, that makes it clear what both of your obligations are and what your visitation or residential time is. So you should be able to get a copy of those orders. Again, tomorrow is a good time to get those. Ma'am, go ahead.
So these people have not been in her life or anything for 8 years, and you're just saying.
Heard you.
Okay.
The child is assaulting you and having mental health problems. It seems that the child may need a
trouble at
change
school
at
for
this point.
doing sexual.
Okay. So at this point, that's my order. You can each get a copy of it at the clerk's office. You'll need to bring cash if you want them to print it. And you can get a copy of that tomorrow is a good time to get a copy of that. All right. That's it for today on this matter. child is
Buckle up,
assaulting you
guys,
and having
because
mental
the judge
health
wraps up the hearing
problems,
by putting
it seems that the
every
child
remaining
may
issue
need
on
a
the
Trouble at
change.
school
holiday
for
visitation,
doing
decision-making authority, child support,
So at this
and
point,
restraining orders are all
that's
addressed
my
before the
order.
court
You can
delivers
each get a
one
copy
final
of it at the
message.
clerk's
The
office. You'll
child's
need to bring
well-being comes
cash
before the
if you want
parent's
them to
ongoing
print it.
conflict. While emotions
And
remain
you can get a
high,
copy of that
the
tomorrow. Is a
investigation
good
is
time
only
to get a
beginning,
copy of that.
meaning
All
the
right.
final outcome
That's
will
it for
depend on what
today.
the evidence reveals in the months ahead. If you enjoyed this courtroom breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.